Hi, I'm Christina, and this is New Ways Podcast. Today, the topic that I am going to be discussing solo is 3 ways to cultivate happiness. These are 3 tricks that I use very often in my life. I've created them through life experience. I didn't read these in a book. Nobody told me to do things, even though I've read similar things in books or like through therapy. But these are 3 things that are my tried and true ways to cultivate happiness very fast. And I think this is so beneficial to know because I feel like we have such a misconception of happiness. And I do listen to a lot of different types of media, podcasts, books, all the usual stuff. And they frequently talk about happiness, but a lot of times we will tell you how to get what you want that is going to make you happy. A lot of times we correlate happiness with the feeling we get when we accomplish something. But happiness is not something that you often get from accomplishing things. Yes, it will come when you start creating a life that's in alignment with you. But at the same time, I don't like how it's always like, do this and you will get this. Happiness is an emotion, you guys. It's not a destination to be met. You can't really buy it. And once you accomplish goals, like that's cheap happiness. It's not everlasting. You can cultivate the feeling very instantly. And I do think it's beneficial to know how to do this and to use these tools because oftentimes what I see is people come to me and they want to accomplish a goal or they want something in their life because they think it's going to bring that feeling. But kind of backtracking is they'll get this thing that they thought was going to bring them joy and happiness and complete their life. And they get it and they're like, why do I feel miserable? Like, why am I not different? It's because oftentimes we think, once again, these things out there are going to bring us happiness, but happiness is within you. So if you can cultivate it now without chasing something, without putting in a lot of work to go get something, you can then kind of de-escalate your thought process and ask yourself, wow, I'm happy now. Like, I feel happiness. Is that thing that I was chasing actually something that I want? When you have the feeling already, it really puts things into perspective. Are you chasing that thing because it's going to give you this feeling? And now that you have the feeling that you want, do you really want that thing you were chasing in the first place? And that's why I think this is so beneficial. Let's get into it. The first way that helps me cultivate happiness in my life, and I hope that if you guys practice it, it will help you as well, is romanticizing life. And what does romanticizing life mean, you may ask? Romanticizing life is taking your time with things for me. When you do actually learn to slow down instead of rushing through your life, slowing down and adding a little bit of more magic into the dull moments, the everyday things, is a way to start cultivating happiness. Think about it a few times in your life where you're like, wow, this is just extremely magical. Or maybe a partner romanced you away. You do realize you don't have to wait for other people to bring romance into your life. You don't have to wait to go across the world to experience romance. You can do it every day. Some ways that I do it is on very, very rare occasions, I might not have flowers, but chances are if you step into my place, I always have some fresh cut flowers in my apartment because I look at those flowers and it puts a smile on my face. I'm looking at them right now, you guys. It puts a smile on my face, and that's happiness right there. I look at them and I remember why I bought them. It's because I love myself, and that makes me happy. Other little things that I do to romanticize my life is, and my first thought when I'm about to say this is, well, that costs money. You guys, money is going to come and it's going to go. And a lot of times, too, when you are happier, you get more energy so you can do more things and maybe even make more money in your life. What was it? Where attention goes, energy flows. So when you're happy, a lot of times you're going to attract things that are good for you because people see you vibrating at that frequency and you're just walking with a little bit more pep in your step. So as much as you're like, that $10 flowers, that like $20 candle, you guys, it's worth it. Trust me, it is so worth it. And when you think about it, you will probably spend a fuck ton of money chasing things that are going to make you happy anyways. So why not try the littler, cheaper things first, okay? Anyways, I digress. Back to my spiel. I love lighting candles. When I'm cooking, I will play music and I will light a candle. Or when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I open up my door, smell the fresh air, and I light an incense because those are things that make me happy. Romanticize your life, over exaggerate things. Why the hell not? It is your life. You choose how you want to experience it. And other people might be like, that's unrealistic. You don't live that beautiful of a life. I'm like, are you in my head? Do you know what I'm thinking? I do think life's that fucking beautiful. And you can too. Romanticize your life, guys. Other ways you can romanticize your life. And I feel like I have so many different spiels about how I feel like we stigmatize things or we box things up. But romanticizing doesn't have to just mean like flowers and candles and bubble baths, which are all fabulous things. But it means learning to treasure everything in life, slowing down and choosing to apply things that are just going to make that experience more richer. So another way to romanticize your life is I'm sorry. Anybody who probably sees me thinks I have a fuck ton of energy, and I think I do, but I'm like, every morning when I'm getting ready in my bathroom, music is on. I am dancing my little heart out. I love my car. I have a convertible. The music is always up high, and I'm dancing in my car pretending like I'm in a music video. Romanticizing is not your stereotypical love romance type of thing. You can romance your life, and once again, just choosing to make the experiences that you are having more enjoyable, having fun, like adding excess emotion. Don't be scared of your emotions. Emotions are good for you. Joy, happiness, those are emotions. They are good for you. And even the downtimes, though, like when you do learn to be friends with them, they add a little bit of sweetness into it. I'm not going to get into that. That's another day for a podcast, is learning how to find the beauty in the bad. But that's number one, you guys. Learn how to romanticize your life. That has been so beneficial in my life. And sometimes I'm so extra with this. It makes me smile and it makes me laugh at myself. And I'm like, look at me just choosing to be happy in life, choosing the joys in life. And even this popped into my head. Something that I also think is very romantic is just closing your eyes, breathing deeply and saying, oh, this feels good. Anyways, besides that little romantic moment I just had with you, romanticize your life. What I've also realized too is these habits that you will start to do can rub off on your friends and family. They'll start to notice, hey, you look happier. How'd you do that? Or when you start to romanticize things too, you can bring people with you. I love it when I'm like, I was in Joshua Tree not too long ago with friends, and we were sitting outside looking at the stars, and I'm like, this might take me a minute. It took me maybe 5 minutes, but I'm going to take the time to do this. I went inside, grabbed all the blankets off of the couches, the beds, went back outside. We kind of had like a day bed in the backyard, and I decided to push the 2 day beds together so we can all lay on one big bed together. I brought us out pillows and blankets. And we landed up probably staying outside staring at the stars so much longer than we would have if we were just sitting in the lawn chairs. And to me, that is romanticizing life. I'm like, let's get cozy. Let's have some fun with this. And it enriches other people's life around you. So it's not a selfish thing to do things for yourself. Bring people along with you. And chances are they would be like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. I should start doing more shit like this. So that's number one. Number one also kind of trickles into number two as well. Number two, what I do to make myself happy very, very swiftly is choosing to slow down, which kind of goes into one, but noticing the beauty that is all around me without necessarily having to add anything extra into it. And I know this kind of contradicts my previous statement, but the first one's the easiest way to start cultivating happiness. It programs your brain to start realizing like there is beauty around you. And then the second part is you being like, okay, I can cultivate beauty and this is going to give me a big boost, but now I can also choose to notice the beauty that is around me. So all these little steps that I'm giving you are kind of like the easy steps. You guys, it is for many people easier to do something physically to start programming their body and their minds to think that way versus just, okay, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to think about it. Physically doing things in your body helps, like, neuroplasticity helps you, like, get into that habit and get into, like, that muscle memory of doing things. So that's why 1 is the first one. 2 is, once again, realizing the beauty that is all around you. When you do actually take a beat, slow down, look around, or even if you are, like, in a rush somewhere, get out of your fucking head. There are some times where I'm, like, driving my car and I'm like, oh shit, I'm running late. I kind of have to get there. But I still choose to, like, try to see the little things all around me that are beautiful. It's stepping outside in the morning, looking at the sun, and choosing to say, hey, how is this beautiful to me? Looking at the plants around. Hey, how is this beautiful to me? That is one of my favorite things, is going on a hike. And I've done these hikes hundreds of times. I see the mountains hundreds of times. I've seen these plants around me hundreds of times, but I still have to, like, pinch myself and say, holy shit, like, I'm from Chicago, okay? I've been in LA now for 4 years, and some people are like, oh, that's long enough for it to get old. It doesn't get old because I choose to see the beauty in absolutely everything and anything. I feel like nature is just a really, really good go-to in order to make you see the beauty in things around you, because, I mean, nature is beautiful, you guys. I'm sure in the corner of my screen, if you are watching this podcast, you can see my plants. I love my plants. But learning to notice the beauty that is all around you. And besides it just being nature, because that's my thing, you might have other things that you find beautiful too. Really take the time to see that. A lot of times I will be sitting somewhere and I'll think, what other things are beautiful in my life? I have to think of my friends. Are my friends perfect? Hell no. Am I perfect? Hell no. Nobody is. And we've definitely had our ups and downs, but, like, the relationship that we have built is so beautiful. And I love them, and I think they are beautiful people, and that is why I hang out with them, and that is why we have so many good experiences. So, like, I just realize when I'm with a friend, I'll be staring at them, and I'm like, oh, I fucking love you. That is beautiful. If you do like doing your makeup, I was putting on my mascara before this, and I was like, oh, this is kind of like painting. Like, this is fun, and then you step back, and I'm like, damn. Not to sound conceited, but I'm like, I am beautiful, and it's beautiful that I can be here, like, doing these things. Find beauty in the things that you like. Oftentimes too, I'm just trying to think of how this can relate to men as well, because I know makeup is more women, even though, hey, guys out there, if you love makeup, do your thing, love you. But for instance, like cars, I do love cars. I love my car. I will say I have a very nice car, but my dad also has an older car that he took really good care of, and, like, staring at it being like, oh, I have this, isn't that so cool? Don't Never let the magic disappear in your life, and if it has, find a way to bring it back, which is honestly, besides just, like, noticing the beauty and everything around you to bring happiness, is be grateful. I know life can be rough, you guys. I fucking know. I'm not saying I've been in the worst situations, but I've definitely been through the ringer a time or two. And when you look back at the grand scheme of things, oftentimes, like, if you really, really look at it and, like, you kind of don't overthink, but many times it's brought you to where you are today. And to me, that is beautiful. Learning to find beauty in the journey. And I do think that maybe that's, like, when you've been practicing this a while, you can kind of start to pick apart your life and be like, okay, where can I find beauty in the things that I never thought were beautiful? But start with the basics. Very, very basic things, like, what can I see that's around me that's beautiful? And then you can go deeper. And that now, you guys, I love this because it's flowing so well. Now that I'm kind of getting into, like, eventually you should be able to get to a point where you look back in your life and you are actually, like, grateful for all these things. And even the messy moments seem beautiful to you. This is step number 3. It's all coming together, to say the least. Number 3 is practice 1 and 2. And I know you're like, really? There's not a third trick? Come on. That is a fucking trick, okay? Like, none of these things are things that you can just do once and your life's gonna change instantly. We do live in a microwave generation where all of us think that, hey, I'm gonna get happiness right away, or hey, I want this right away. Some things do happen right away. I do believe that when you are vibrating at that frequency, and the more that you do, like, really, really engross yourself in things, things do happen faster, but there's really not that quick of a fix. Even, like, with pills, and I'm probably saying this because I'm in the medical field, like, you're going to be on in the rest of your life. It's not necessarily a quick fix. It might make you feel better in the moment, but, like, long term, like, that's a long-term commitment, you guys. I digress. That's not what this is about. But yeah, number 3 is practice 1 and 2. Because it's just like everything else in life. The easiest thing to compare it to is, like, you're going to the gym. At first, you're going to be like, I'm getting strong, right? You might feel like good or cool because you're starting to learn the equipment, but then like in the middle, you might like everything. There's always momentum in the beginning. Try to keep the momentum going. And I'm not saying it's going to be consistent momentum. You're going to have your ups and downs, but try your best to stay consistent. That's why we start with number one, which is physically doing things, because it's kind of like you get that dopamine right away from doing something. Where when you have to think and actually put in thought, like that takes a little bit more time, which is why step two is two, because it's like within you. But practice these things, you guys. And the reason why I'm so big on these two practices and I'm all about also consistency is I've done this in my own personal life. I am no stranger to depression. Hey, even to this day, as much as I want to sit here and say, I'm a coach, I do this, I do that, I have a podcast about mental health and wellness, that doesn't mean that I'm perfect. That doesn't mean that I don't have moments where, like, I disappoint myself in a way. That doesn't mean I don't have moments of anger or frustration or anxiety or fear, especially depression. Depression was something that was programmed in me at a young age. And it's carried with me into adulthood, but not consistently. And the more that I know these tools is the more when I do realize those feelings coming back of sadness or like me trying to chase the external to make me feel something internally, I catch myself now because I know, hey, I've been down this road before. I've tried these things and they've worked and they have been tried and true in my life. So practicing one and two consistently has helped because I remember like when I started doing those, I did them a lot. Like I made it a priority and now it's second nature to me. When I'm like, I have to pinch myself sometimes, you guys, because I'll be walking around. I'll be with friends. I'll be like sitting in my car and just in silence sometimes. And I do like these little thoughts creep in my head. And I know a lot of us don't like when the little thoughts creep in our head, but you guys, these are good thoughts. Remember, we're cultivating happiness here. Is these thoughts come into my head and I'm just like, holy shit, Christina. Like that person who just texted me, I love them. Or like I'll be sitting here and just like think, I'm like, how did I end up here? Life is such a beautiful ride. Or even like just I drive my car every day and I'm just like driving it sometimes and I'm like, damn, like it's so beautiful out right now. Like I check myself really quick. There are mornings I will wake up and I'm just like, ugh. And I'm like, I'm gonna go about my day like everybody else does. And then really quick, something will remind me because I've programmed myself now to be like, oh, I've seen something like that and I think that's fucking beautiful. You are programming your mind now to be happy. And I do get where people are always like, happiness is a choice. I agree and I disagree with that. Like, unless you have the tools to cultivate happiness, like, it's harder for people. And you can't lie to yourself all the time. Like, don't lie to yourself and try to make something beautiful that it's not. But I guarantee you, if you do take the time to romanticize your life, to make things beautiful in your life, you will become happier. It's a process, but like, you cannot chase happiness. Happiness is not a thing that you can collect. It's not tangible. It's not external. Happiness is an emotion, and it's something that you can feel within yourself. And I feel like I am repeating myself, but these are all things that have been so tried and true to me. And now when I get in ruts, I can get out faster. And I feel super grateful to have these tools. And I really, really hope you take them to heart and implement them in your life. Start with step number one, go to two, and then consistently practice them and watch as your life transforms. Please try them. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings. Comment below, like I said in many other podcasts, probably, I'm hoping, is I really want this to be a community, you guys. I want to know what works for you, what doesn't, and if this is helping, because genuinely it's helped me so much, and I really would love to hear your stories. Please reach out and cultivate some happiness in your life, you guys. Put that smile back on your face. And these are quicker tricks than you going out there and chasing something forever because maybe it'll bring you happiness. Always ask why. Why do I want this? And if it's because it's going to bring more joy or happiness into my life, honey, you can have that right now. You can have that a lot faster than you chasing after something, getting gray hair, stressing yourself out to get this thing and realize that it's not actually going to bring you happiness. Happiness is a feeling. It's within you. And when you practice these things, you will cultivate it and learn that it is all around you. Thank you guys so much for listening. I feel blessed to talk about these things. And until next time, I love you.